Hi everyone, it's Raina. This is a daily tarot reading and oracle reading for November 29th, 2018. No, I did not do one yesterday. I got through 2 days and then I skipped yesterday, but I'm back in the saddle again. And the first tarot card I got is a Judgment card. And this is a card associated with Pluto and karma, so cause and effect. That's what karma is. Now, isn't it interesting that the Judgment card, if you think about the Judgment Day, isn't that a day when people get punished for their wicked behavior in this lifetime? Isn't that what that really boils down to? Well, really, the concept of karma is action. We're always putting forth action in every choice that we make. And some of the things turn out in a favorable way, some of them not so much, but it's not about good karma, bad karma. It's just karma, it's just action. And it all depends on perspective. Some of the things that you think are bad outcomes may be like wonderful 10 years down the line. And this could also be in the case of legal judgments. Some people have said that going to prison actually helped them to turn their life around, and that it had nothing to do with the penal system, which I think is really lacking. The premise is really off base. It was just inside of them that they were ready to change. Nothing to do with the outer circumstances. So what seems like a bad thing can turn into a good thing. What seems like a good thing may sometime down the line turn out not to be as good. So the other thing too is looking at judgments towards self and others. And so not talking about legal judgments, talking about how we look at other people's actions. And subsequently how we look at our own actions. Do we have a lack of compassion for ourselves? Do we have a lack of compassion for others? And it's easy to judge when somebody does something that is universally disliked. But even in that moment, we don't know the full story. And so judgment should not be coming into it. I think that it's more about discernment, and judgment makes things more personal. But in an outer way, this card can be about rebirth for everyone. And that also requires the belief that you can change, doesn't it? So hopefully a lot of people are willing to look at themselves and assess. You know, if you want to look at judgment that way, instead of pointing a finger at oneself and berating oneself, to just see areas that need improvement and very slowly work on improving those areas. Not expecting to do it overnight, really wanting permanent change, not just cosmetic change. And so let's keep going here. And even like I did start this before due to interruptions, and I was talking about knowing people personally who have been married for many years, who are getting divorced or have gotten divorced. And thinking like, wow, I mean, just feeling that impact of what that means. And not really being emotionally invested in their relationship, but still being like, wow, you know, having children together, that's not enough. Being together for decades, that's not enough. And thinking that they were compatible. And maybe on many levels they were, but it just didn't last for a lifetime. And thinking how brave it is at the same time as it's sad, it's also brave. Because the process of wanting to be reborn and wanting to change fundamental areas of your life takes a lot of guts. A lot of people would stick to the tried and true. And actually, let me, these are not any specific order. So let me just talk about this card before I talk about the star card, because this kind of goes along with it. This is the card, the Four of Cups, isn't that something? Is the card of lack of satisfaction in life. And where do you feel a sense of disinterest and flatness in your life? And what do you do about it when you feel that way? Do you try to artificially make yourself feel happy with whatever means is part of the way that you typically do it? And how's that working out for you? Does that really change things? That's what a lot of people, you know, with substance abuse, one of the things that it really, I think one of the most damaging things is that it allows you to stay in a situation that is unsatisfactory to you emotionally. So it's kind of like you check out of that situation, but then you can't change it because you allow yourself to tolerate that negative situation. And with the Four of Cups, it doesn't even have to be so dramatically negative. It could just feel uninspiring. And again, it takes guts for people to look at where they feel that life is not treating them in a manner that they're not feeling stimulated in that area, and trying to improve it. But on the other hand, I will say that I do believe that with the Four of Cups, because it can be depression and just, I think, even pessimism in a sense, that you not project it onto somebody else, that, oh, they're not making me happy, as if they can, when you have a deeply ingrained negative mindset. So we do have to balance that and not just run from relationship to relationship looking for somebody who's going to save us from ourselves. Save us from our boredom, which the Four of Cups can be, or save us from our down feelings about life itself. But on the other hand, maybe a person is bringing you down, and that, or people that you're surrounding yourself with, and understanding how other people affect us. And then the last card I got was the Star card. And it's a card that there is hope. There is healing that is coming into the picture. This too shall pass. That's always true, no matter what. But I think that holding on to hope is okay as long as you're willing to look at what is in your life right now. So in other words, not just putting your hopes onto a whole new external situation, but really being willing to work on yourself and do that interior work. The Star card is about healing, and I always now see the Star card as this sense of coming through something that was very difficult, and now feeling like your hope is restored in life. So let's look at the Oracle card, or the universe has your back card. Instead of praying for an outcome, I pray for the highest good for all. And this card, you know, these cards are kind of challenging in a sense, because they're not just offering typical trite platitudes. Sometimes they make you go, hey, wait a second. Why can't I pray for an outcome? But this is a card that kind of emphasizes the need to detach from outcomes and really to think of others when you are hoping to change your life, that it's not just about you. So I'm going to read this again. It says, instead of praying for an outcome, I pray for the highest good for all. And realizing that when everyone is feeling aligned, is feeling like they are happy in their life, then you as well can feel like whatever that thing is that you want so badly, that will feel more comfortable. If you're so focused on getting what you want and everyone around you, it's like, who cares? That there's a certain self-absorption, selfishness in that. And you may not mean to be that way. But the more that we can take others into account when we are dreaming our dreams and hoping the best for them as well, I think that shows happiness. And I go back to that Four of Cups. Because sometimes when you're feeling ennui, when you're feeling that sense of like colorlessness in life, that can become such an obsession to rid yourself of that negative feeling that you're just hyper-focused on having certain things happen in your life that may or may not happen. That's just how it is. They may happen. I was just listening to something, and I've heard this before, that if you want something, it's already there for you. But the thing is that it does come sometimes on its own accord. And some people, especially people who are very impatient, they suffer a lot when they don't get what they want when they want it. And so in the meantime, as you're waiting to manifest whatever it is that you're looking for, praying for all sentient beings, to be Buddhist for a second, is always a plan. Okay, you guys, take care. Have a great day. Bye.